300-pound bodybuilders for breakfast. My old methods just ain't working anymore. I just want to take a Fiberlize? Wow, what is this, mango? Now, how long is this supposed to take? Here it comes! Oh, wow! It's still coming!
Exciting episode.
Man, wow! There's nothing there!
You're funny.
Like I said, do you like my tail?
Like I said.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Iron Rage, and we have some good news because Elon Musk now owns Twitter, and Lee Priest might actually be back allowed on Twitter. Have you ever been banned from there?
No, I haven't. I just stopped using it.
Don't tease the ice slides. You can't even drink anything. You're going for a CT scan.
I can't do anything.
Right.
I'm getting the CT angio today, so I can't fucking do anything till after that. So yeah, but it's pretty sad though. It's a sad state of affairs when a businessman has to pay $44 billion just so Americans can have free speech and everyone's okay with that. That's a fucking sad state of affairs when the world's come to that. So
do you like that?
I do have a Twitter account, but I stopped using. Hey, did you see the liberals like that fucking whatever she is, Joy Reid on The View, and all these women going, that's because Twitter's just for white racist American males. It's suddenly become a racist thing now, and Elon Musk is racist. They're going to open it up to all these people. And now they're upset too that Elon Musk is going to verify everyone, because you've got to be verified so they know who you are. Oh, everyone's going to get the blue tick because now they're losing. They're not special anymore, these fucking liberal fucktards. Oh, no, everyone's going to have a blue tick. I won't be better than them. Oh, my God. I've never seen the people melt down so much since he took over. What about the ones even saying they can use this for political gain? Oh, not like they fucking did during the elections, banning anyone that had a different fucking opinion. The hypocrisy is fucking a joke, but I love watching them melt down. So, yes, I will be back on Twitter.
I like the fact that everyone's on even ground now. I mean, that's the way it should be, right? I mean, why should some people not be allowed?
Exactly.
It's just stupid. Dave Pulcinella, welcome back to the show.
Absolutely no input into this subject.
No.
Dude, you have to change your opening to the show to welcome to another potentially exciting.
Right. Well, this is going to be a very exciting episode because I know you have
think so too. I have some venom to spew, and I know you do.
Well,
we don't know if it will be exciting, but it will be deprived and full of debauchery.
That's for sure.
You know, I had to go get I'm being scanned again to see if I have my thyroid cancer went away. So they give you this little tracer dose of radioactive iodine. It's much smaller than, it's almost negligible, but it's enough to give you or scan your body. So I go in there to give me the dose, and as I'm leaving the hospital, I have to go to the bathroom. So I walk over to where the restrooms are, the public restrooms, and there's a men's and there's a women's room, and the men's room is locked. Someone's obviously in there, and I got to pee really bad. So I start walking into the ladies' room, and some woman goes to me, "Are you going into the ladies' room?" I said, "I feel like a woman today, and I feel I deserve to go into this room because that's who I identify with today." And I don't know if she understood what I was saying or not, but I walked in and did my thing. So sometimes it's good to have the ability to be flexible with your sexual, I guess, or your gender.
I come out of the handicap store like this. Just so they don't yell at me. But actually, I did go into the handicap store once because the other ones were, and I'm like, I had to go. I figured, what are the chances someone in a wheelchair is going to come in? Well, this one fucking day I go in, I come out, he's waiting. Do you know that's just there for handicapped people, blah, blah, blah. And other people are waiting for the other ones. I said, well, you know what, sir? I said, I'm sorry I had to go, but guess what? I'm making you feel equal. us able people have to wait. So the fuck do you? Welcome to the club.
Lee, terrible.
That reminds me of when I did the Gaspari Classic. I remember there was nowhere to tan me up in that. It was like high school that the show was held in, and there was nowhere to tan me up. So I ended up in what was the girls' room of this high school, with two of my female friends painting me in the ladies' room, and women were coming in to go to the bathroom, and the first thing they'd see when they walk in was this completely nude man standing on a towel being painted.
You didn't even have a sock on?
I had nothing on.
Oh, see that's the
You know what? That would not fly now. There's
No.
no way. Back then, people were walking in, like at first they were like, "Oh my god."
Well, now it would
then-
fly, Dave, because you could have just said I identified as a woman today, and you could have just
Yeah, like actually, it would fly more than ever now, right? I can be whatever I want to be.
Yeah.
There was two women teaming him up. He's a bodybuilder. He's used a bit of gear. He's on diuretics. It just looked like another female bodybuilder.
I could have, yeah, exactly.
The fact that he had no hair on his head, Lee, might have given it away.
My
though.
clit is extra swollen today. That's all.
Hey, how dare you? Keep his name out of your mouth. He has a palusha, whatever it is, a palusha. It's a fucking. Don't talk about my husband, David. Like
He has propecia? What did you say?
yeah, propecia. Yes, that's what he has.
The problem really came when the 12-year-old girl walked in. That happened.
That just happened to be transgender. It was actually
with her mother, and her mom said, "Wait outside, honey."
The problem's not when the 12-year-old walks in. It's when she starts sucking on it. That's the problem.
It's only legally, Lee.
Don't go into the gutter.
Only
please.
legally, and it's not illegal if no one catches you.
So I'm in the supermarket, Dave. You'll like this one. I was in the
just
supermarket. Now, when I go to the supermarket, I spend hundreds of dollars on food. I'm sure you're the same way. And I have three kids. You know, I have a lot of. So I'm in the supermarket this morning, and I'm shopping, and I have at least $300 worth of groceries, you know, in my cart. And there's like, you know how sometimes they have like these like little wheatgrass shots. So I opened one up and I swigged one down, and I don't know, I must have tossed it in the garbage pail, and I'm finished my shopping, and I go up to the register, and these beautiful, nice old ladies there checking me out, and we were chatting, and this guy comes up, and he puts the empty bottle down. He goes, I guess you want to pay for this or something like this, or did you forget this or something like this? I said, oh, yeah, scan it. He's like, I found it in the garbage. I said, you stuck your hand in the garbage to get this? And he walked away. So she's like, you want me to throw this away? I said, no, scan it. I said, you know, I guess they didn't get enough of my money today. They needed the extra $2, you know, like he was treating me like I was like a criminal or something like that. Like, how dare, you know how you walk around, you eat a grape to taste the grapes? Like, I literally did that.
Like,
I
where
didn't
do you
even
draw
think,
the line, though?
Didn't even think about it. But he
on paper, it's still theft. But where do you draw the line? I mean, that's ridiculous.
I'm in, Dave. I spend thousands of dollars in that place a month.
Like, you could literally walk in there and get a grape
It's
here,
like
a
a
cracker
buffet.
there, a piece of lunch meat here.
I do that all the time. Yeah,
Feel in your belly by the time you walk out.
Yeah.
For free.
It's a buffet. It's a free buffet.
Right.
It really
I've done
is.
it before.
If you look at it that
I
way.
did that once. I always drink it, but then I put on. I always, unlike you, Dave, I put the empty container. This one time I thought, fuck it.
I didn't even think about it. I was on the phone talking to someone, and I don't even know what I did. I just tossed it.
Yeah,
You know
but
how I survived?
I put my empty container. I put my empty container on the thing. She's scanning it, right? So she beep, 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 and she goes, beep. She goes, oh, this is empty. You better get another one. I went, is it? Okay. So I went and got another.
No, but this guy must have been watching me.
Yeah.
What? I'm in there all the time. Like, what does he think I'm doing? I'm hiding like a fucking, you know, chicken breast up my fucking anus.
Well,
I mean,
Dave, in the early 90s, when I was struggling to make ends meet as a bodybuilder, and I just started working at Bally's Holiday Spa, right? And I hadn't gotten my first paycheck yet. I had like no food. So what I would do is on my lunch break, I would go from Holiday Spa, walk across the mall parking lot into the Acme, and I would order a pound of turkey breast.
Yeah.
Put that down my pants. Listen, I'll do this every day.
And you never got caught, probably. Yeah.
Wait. I would get a thing of mustard, put that in my inside jacket pocket, and I would get a loaf of bread and put that down the jacket too. So I would eat for the entire day just turkey sandwiches all day for free.
Really?
I did that for about 2 weeks.
You're being greedy going for the mustard, mate.
He did it for 3 years, Lee. Lee did it for 3 years. I got caught in the supermarket. And I actually was spending a lot of money.
Well, one
With a
time,
with a little
an
fucking
old
wheatgrass thing.
lady saw me do it with the turkey.
Right.
And she went to management. She goes, that guy, you didn't get, because I just walked out. He stole some turkey, you know, and he put it down his pants. And they said, well, he's in here every day, so we'll just wait till he comes in tomorrow and does it, which of course I did.
And they got you?
And they got me, and I dropped to my knees. And I remember I begged for them not to call. They were on the phone calling the cops. And I said, I beg you, look, I just started my new job. Haven't gotten my paycheck yet. I will pay for everything I stole. You know, I've been coming here for 2 weeks and doing this. My entire first paycheck is yours. And they didn't call the cops.
Did you
Did
pay
you
him?
give him a paycheck?
I paid them back. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's good.
That's good.
I like my friend who went to the store the other day when I was with him, and he had like, you know, a little basket, put it on there. He didn't have a bag because here, of course, they got rid of plastic bags. You got to buy them. So the companies now are making millions more profit. So the young kid scans all these fucking beep, beep, beep. And then he looks at my friend and goes, would you like a bag? And it's like, all these fucking things. And my friend just looks at him and goes, what do you think I am, a fucking octopus?
You know, Lee, I was just saying on Ask Dave earlier, you know, we got this email from Amazon, and they said that, you know, you can't sell Somalize on here with the current label. And so I'm reading like what the problem, I wanted to see what the problem with the label was. Well, Somalize is a nighttime sleep aid and fat burner, right? But you're not allowed to say that it helps you sleep because it's a claim. So I'm selling a sleep product that I can't say causes sleep.
But it what can you
How
say?
ridiculous is that?
Are they saying it's a medical claim, Dave?
You
Could
can't,
you say
on
it
Amazon now, you
protects
can't make
sleep?
any claims about anything. So,
You can't claim that anything does anything.
no.
Can't you say that it can aid in sleep?
Nope.
No.
Nope. You know,
Total fat
so what I
burner
did,
and
Lee, was I
sleep.
gave out
May help support sleep. How about those words?
Yeah. So I gave out your coupon code, Lee, Priest25, and told people to go to speciesnutrition.com and buy it. So
Oh,
for
someone,
25%
I was on with, who was I talking to the other day? Was it Xavier or someone? I was on a podcast and they asked that, is it still going? I said, yes, I think Priest 25 is still going. If not, send all complaints to Dave.
No, it's working. It
Go
should be
to
working.
music and it doesn't work.
it should be working.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, this is great. I take it every night and I sleep really good.
I'm telling
My eyes start to get really heavy. I'm watching TV and I'm like, oh my God, it's like my eyes feel like they want to shut. I'm like, better go to bed.
the quality of
And
sleep
now-
you get too is amazing on it. I mean, people don't
And that's
realize.
the thing, because I've lost a bit of weight now, I don't snore anymore and I'm sleeping really good. So I might go to bed. And like you said, it's really good sleep, because the other day I went to bed about 9. By 2 o'clock, I woke up and I was ready to get up. It's like I'd slept for 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, I could get up now. And I was
I
trying to
need
force
this.
myself to sleep. So, yeah, I
do you
ended
sleep,
up getting
Dave?
up at 3:30.
No, dude, I'm up 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10 times a night peeing.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Now, and I don't know if it'll help with that, but I literally get up 10 times a night to pee.
it will keep you sleep better, but you know what you got to do? You cannot drink like.
It doesn't work. Whatever I had, no matter what time of day it was, it only comes out after I'm asleep.
Well, you're detoxing at night. But let me ask you this question:
Well, what
when
you
you
need-
when you do pee,
Use
do
the
you,
summer lights.
do you empty your
You
bladder?
should use the summer lights.
Yes.
Sorry, I got a little
do.
delay here.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I'm not talking over Dave, people. There's a little fucking delay.
Lee, what are you doing, man?
You're in Australia, I guess. That's the problem.
But what I was going to say is, if you use this, Dave, just wear a Depends nappy to bed and you'll be right.
I would rather that than get up 10 times, dude. It's
Hold on,
ridiculous.
I'm going to solve your peeing problem at night. All right. When you get up to pee, is it a lot of pee every time? I mean, or is it you
Piece of
having
Scotch
trouble
tape
emptying?
over my pee hole.
Are you having problem emptying your bladder? Is what I'm saying.
Well, I have a healthy prostate. However, if I didn't know that about myself, I would swear I have a bad one, because it takes forever to empty and it's like dribbling towards the end.
Right.
And then I just stop because it won't stop dribbling. So I just
Oh,
stop.
so you're not emptying your bladder. That's the
No.
problem. So what you got to do is you're gonna remind me. I'm gonna send you a bottle of Testalize to try. And
Oh,
you're gonna-
really?
Yeah. Take 3 pills twice a day.
Okay.
Because what it's gonna do is it's gonna reduce your DHT levels, but not annihilate it. So it's not gonna affect your sex drive, and that will shrink your prostate. It's gonna take a couple, like maybe 2-3 months, but you're gonna notice it's gonna get better and better.
And the outward
And I want-
effect of that
I
will
want
be
people-
I'll be able to empty my bladder.
Yes, because your prostate, when it gets a little swollen, even if it's not enlarged, if it gets swollen, it constricts the urethra, so you can't get the urine doesn't flow out of there, especially in the middle of the night.
And that's what it feels like. It's exactly what it feels like is happening too.
Yeah. You have narrowing there, so we'll take.
Although I had the PCPSA test done, it was perfect.
Yeah, because you don't. The PC, see what people confuse is the prostate specific antigen or PSA test is just to see if you have cancer. That doesn't mean that your prostate is not enlarged.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it could still be.
That makes
and I want people to know that these two products
None of this
are
is
part of
planned,
my
by the way.
transformation that I use every night.
Well, you're his best spokesperson.
He's great. He actually uses the products. That's what I love about him. You know, so
If you send me this Testalize and it works, I will preach it everywhere. You know that.
Planted
Dave,
marketing.
I haven't slept a full night in years, man.
Have you had the Fiberlize? Have you had the Fiberlize, Dave?
I need that too.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you have a lot of like poops stuck in your in your colon, that will put pressure also on the urinary bladder.
That's what's happening.
So you got to do both the Fiberlize and the Testalize.
Because lately I haven't been going every day, and that's just not good.
There you go. That's two problems solved right there.
Toilet paper too. When you go to wipe your ass, there's no smeary shit.
There should be no poop on it. Yeah, there should be no poop. When you wipe your butt, there should be no poop.
There's no fucking turtle head that keeps popping
I feel like I'm wiping the tip of a turd that's like waiting to come out.
Yeah, it's like
I just give up. Like there's still poop on the paper towel.
You know, my ass. I just keep fucking wiping.
You ever see old people when they have like dirt under their nails? You know what that's from?
Yeah.
No.
It's from digging. They dig their poops out of their butt because they're so constipated. That's not dirt. That's poops.
It's from their finger breaking through the toilet paper.
That's
diggers.
from not buying Charmin.
That's why you got to use your Fiberlize. You do not want to start digging in your butt. You know.
No, your finger goes through the cheap toilet paper and you get a fucking poo finger.
It's when you have hemorrhoids and you scratch your ass all day long. You scratch your ass and your finger smells.
Remember you get hemorrhoids.
This will take away. You'll never get hemorrhoids on Fiberlize. I promise you.
You'd have to push them back in.
I'll try it, man.
Yeah. All right. Bitch and complain a little bit, Dave, because we got some.
Dude, I have some venom dispute. First of all, Lee, I hate you. I don't really hate you, but I hate you on principle. I hate you on principle. I hate you for being you. Because I have yet another reminder of how genetic this sport is that I needed you in my fucking face right now when I've been trying to get back in shape after having a pretty lax 2020 and a pretty lax 2021. I've been trying to get back in shape since December 15th, and I'm still fucking fat. And you tried for like
you shaved. I was going to say, holy mackerel.
Lee says I'm going to get in shape on a Tuesday, and by Wednesday he's ready to step on the stage.
No, he's not. He's been dieting hard the last couple weeks. Lee, let me see those abs. You got abs?
That's it. I'm done.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. That's the difference between a bodybuilding Hall of Famer and me.
Jesus Christ.
Don't show us. Don't
Come
go.
on, we're on.
You're on the board.
Going,
it's a public YouTube show.
Keep going. Keep going.
We're going to get a lot of hits now.
Yeah, Jesus Christ is pushing the line.
Lee Priest only fan.
Lee's skin is so
Yeah,
good for a 50-year-old guy. His skin is perfect.
I know.
You know, it's unbelievable.
Hey,
Genetics.
so speaking of OnlyFans, remember that fucking annoying little bitch on Dr. Phil? Catch me outside.
She's making $1 billion now.
Skabillion.
Well, she got that rap album. She got like fucking
She's
Singer
good.
of the Year award. In 6 months on OnlyFans, she's made $5.3 million.
She's making.
What did she do on there?
I don't know.
Probably, she's charismatic. She's great. I love her.
Yeah.
She turned that shit.
I was thinking of doing one, but people go, they might recognize me. I figure if I wear a mask, nobody will know it's me.
Everyone knows all your masks though, because you wear them on the show all the time.
No, I'm gonna have to get a full gimp suit and just have my dick hanging out. Like one
Dave, also, I'm really angry at you, Dave.
What?
I'm going to do everything in my power to remain your friend and keep doing the show, despite the fact that I feel this way. This is something that is really, really resonates with me.
Okay.
You really use glue traps to catch the rats when they get away in your house?
Jimmy Pulcinella just sent me this new trap. You would be very happy. It's very humane. It's like this thing you put on top of a bucket, and it has a little ladder, and you put food up the thing, and the rat will go up the thing, and it falls into the bucket, so you can actually save it, so it doesn't get stuck to the glue trap.
I have no problem with that. Do you know when they get stuck on those glue traps, do you know what they die of?
They die of, I don't know. What do they die of?
They die of 100% of the time, a heart attack.
Oh, really? Well, I don't let them get to that point, Dave. Usually when they get stuck to the glue trap, if I ever use a glue trap, I use that glue gun. I spray Goo Gone on them, and I get them off the trap. So I actually rescue them from the trap.
Okay.
And
you don't let them die on it?
But then he feeds them to a
No, I don't feed them to.
And then he feeds right. I have no problem with that either. It's just them suffering on that glue
No, I don't.
trap.
Yeah, I feel bad for them actually, but you know what? When they chew through all the wires in my room, I really it drives me crazy.
Yeah, but you got to understand they are fellow mammals, dude. You
I
can't
know.
do that to a
That's
fellow
why
mammal.
I Goo Gone them. I believe
Every part of them is analogous to a part on us, dude. They are our
a
kin.
matter of fact, Dave, you'll even like this better. If they do get stuck on a glue trap and I free them with Goo Gone, I usually let them go outside. I give them their freedom.
I love that. I love that.
My mum.
Anyone who's ever known a
Yeah, because
rat
I don't want the goo inside my snake, so I
brought up
give
a
them their
rat
freedom.
from
I figured out they
a
earned
baby
it.
and had
Wow.
a
So
relationship with a rat.
That's what the mice have to go for.
Yeah.
That's the
then
goal.
the owls get them outside probably. You know?
There's a
They
lot
are
of
really
owls.
sensitive,
My
smart
mom-
creatures, dude.
All right,
My
tell
mum
us
had a
about your
mouse in
story
the house.
today.
My mum had a mouse in the house once, and she used one of those glue things once and never again. Because when she caught the mouse,
Yeah.
she sat there for
was
hours
screaming, right?
undoing its little feet.
Oh.
You got to use Goo Gone. You're going to rip it apart. You can't do that.
You'll rip their little feet right off.
Yeah.
No, she said that she did it so delicately, and then it was her pet mouse.
Oh, really? She
No,
kept it?
that really happened?
It was like the time waxing first ever come out. I think I'd said this story a long time ago. You know, when waxing, you put a little bit on, then you tear it off.
Right.
Now, I would have been probably 10, so that's going back 40 years when waxing was like this new big thing. And you'd actually get a big clunk of wax, and you'd have to melt it in a saucepan. So you'd have to use an old saucepan and melt it. So she melted this whole big thing of wax like she's making candles for
Right.
the fucking Catholic cathedral. And I come home. Now, I'm 12 years old. I walk home. We've got a linoleum kitchen floor. My mother sitting against the cupboard on the floor, both legs covered in wax naked, stuck to the floor.
No wonder Lee's so traumatized.
From ankle to thigh, she covered her whole legs, and she couldn't get it off. So I went, "Oh, perfect, Mum, you're in the right spot." No, what happened? She had that.
Lee, I got to tell you this. That is very close to you tying your penis to the coffee table, that story. I got to be honest with you.
He's in a weird
Let me
mindset
see
today.
the origins
No wonder
of
why.
where I come from.
I don't know if it's the diet.
I
or
wanna-
what's
I wanna
going
go
on.
I recognize this hole.
No, but what happened was she had to sit
Been a
in the
while, but I
bath.
recognize it.
No,
She had to sit in the bath.
TMI.
Now, she had to sit in the bath, boiling hot water in the bath. She had to sit there for hours trying to pick it off, and her legs were bleeding.
So now she knows what the mice feel like,
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
right?
Yes.
She's in her own glue trap.
Dave, it's amazing because just every single show I say this, just when I think Lee can't outdo the stories he tells, he finds another one that we've never heard.
Hey, you've never
Well, just
lived
make
until
some
you've
shit up.
seen
Valentino will
the
just tell the same story over and over.
Oh, so
Lee
many
will
times.
find another story that we never even heard that's worse than the last one.
And like I said, you've never lived until you've seen your mother stuck naked to the kitchen floor with wax.
God damn. God damn.
That's rough.
Too bad she wasn't face down.
Oh, Jesus.
You're horrendous.
I could have pretended it was my sister then.
Just a crazy.
He goes there, and then he goes beyond there.
David,
When
there's
Dave
no
Pulcinella
line.
thinks when Dave Pulcinella thinks you
why
passed
have
across
limits?
the line, then you know you
You've
definitely crossed
achieved
the
a
line.
lot when you have me thinking that. Yeah.
All right,
You don't
Dave,
set limits,
ho-
mate. Like, why set?
let
you
me
don't
allow
set
Dave
limits.
to
Dave
tell.
just
Dave,
holds you
tell
back.
the story. I thought it was a good story. So
What story?
the one you want to bitch and complain about.
Oh, yeah. So, my client comes to me last night. Now he's about 250 pounds, in his late 40s. He's been
Did you
juicing for
say
like,
he come on you? He come on you last night, or he came?
Lee, put it away for now. Just
Oh,
for now.
I haven't eaten.
Just for now.
today. I've
You're
got
being
a test
disruptive,
coming
Lee.
up. I haven't-
Just put it away
I
for
haven't
now.
eaten.
You can take it back
haven't
out
eaten.
later.
Okay, carry on. I haven't
I
eaten
promise. We'll all praise it.
yet. Okay, I'll try to keep my hands on the table. Go ahead.
So he gets blood work done on a regular basis, but I had finally convinced him to get the calcium score done because he's been juicing for like 20 years, and you never know. So he didn't know you don't need a doctor's prescription to get it. So he went to his doctor to try to get it, and the doctor turned him down and said that no, you don't need it because your blood work is fine. Dave,
Fucking moron. What a fucking moron.
I can't. Which
These-
brought me to my next thought, which was the thing that no one's really looking at in this whole bodybuilders dying scenario are the inept doctors who don't know how to read bodybuilders' specific blood work in relation to their lifestyle.
Oh, that's a really bad. That's
Like,
terrible.
if I'm a diabetic and I go to my doctor and I'm still eating cake,
Right.
my doctor will ask me about that. I'll tell him I'm eating cake, and he'll work around that.
Right.
He'll change my insulin
They'll
or
give you
change
more
my
insulin
dose.
to take, right?
Try to keep me alive within the lifestyle because he knows I'm not going to change. If you go as a bodybuilder who claims to be doing steroids, they immediately write you off. They judge you. They won't do a damn thing that they don't know about these compounds we're using. Yeah. They don't know what they can or cannot do. They don't know what an average athlete or bodybuilder's blood work should look like. What is a red flag and what's not. And I think that's really tragic. Because
what's
now
terrible, Dave,
they're
about
a
the whole
large
thing?
part of the population.
This guy wasn't 20 years old. He was in obviously his 40s, right? And he
Yes.
went there because he wanted to preemptively figure out, am I at risk
under what
to having a
circumstances
heart
did that
attack?
bad?
Why would a doctor not order a diagnostic test that could actually absolutely, and this doctor might actually be legally liable. God forbid this guy drops dead of a heart attack.
Exactly.
He
should be.
That's like coming in your doctor's mouth saying you can have kids.
What did I tell you, Lee? I said to keep it away for now. Not too soon. That was premature ejaculation.
So do you mean? So you mean my doctor's been lying to me to get a sperm count? I don't come in his mouth. All these years I've been going there, and he goes, 2001. The cunt's been lying to me. He just wanted to suck me off.
Lee, stop. All right,
You know what?
look.
Right now, I'm just trying to get in shape for my dermatology appointment that I have with my dermatologist, who's this hot female.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to be naked in front of her. I can't be naked in front of her the way I am right now.
Well,
I got to get.
Dave, I got to tell you, Jimmy the Bull thought the same thing. He had this really hot.
I saw that.
Oh, you saw that? Jimmy went there expecting to get his penis inspected by this hot girl. And when it was time for them to look down there, some old guy came in and was gave him the exam.
Well, I've been there 3 times. It's been the same hot chick each time. So
All right.
I'm banking on the fact that it'll be that again.
Now, Dave, let me ask you this question. And this probably would not happen, but let's say this woman got, she was like, she started fondling you and you happened to get an erection.
Really
Yeah.
unlikely.
And she was into it. Would you, would you fool around with her or what?
Of course he would.
At most points in my life, I would have, and not right now. I wouldn't.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Why are you
Absolutely.
trying to impress her?
That's so likely to happen too, Dave. It happens all
You
the
never
time.
know. You never know.
It happens all the time.
Dave's
She's just
been
waiting
on-
for that
Dave's been
57-year-old guy to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
in and
come on,
pop a
what
boner in her
reality?
face.
Dave's been watching Pornhub again. One of those stories.
Yeah.
And then when he got home,
I'm presenting you with the scenario. I wanted to see what you would do if you would.
At any other time in my life, it would have been done deal. Yeah. Not lately, no.
Lee, what would you do? You're married.
me, what would I do?
Yeah. Would you get a free tug?
I'd be
A free
I'd
tug.
actually be embarrassed. I'd actually be embarrassed if I felt it
I
starting
wouldn't be
to
embarrassed.
twitch.
I'd show it off.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, because then it'd be just like, I've always worried about the two when you go to get a massage and they tell you to turn over. If you had an erection, you'd be like, oh, okay, I better just lay face
That
down
reminds
and
me
be
of when
done
I
with
was a massage therapist, and the very last one I ever did was a guy who made a house call to my home. This little pudgy businessman who I had met at the gym. I was training him at the gym. And he came to my house, and I did his back, and I did all that, and he kept saying he had sciatica, and I had to get up there real high to get to his sciatica.
Yeah.
And I was like doing that, and I was like, I just got to get through this. Just got to get through this. A little higher, a little higher. And
Oh,
like,
no.
the higher I went, the more I could see his hairy asshole.
Oh.
So he was like, the pain comes from like right here, and he spreads his cheek apart, and I'm like, ah. So I got done. I said, all right, turn over. He flipped over, and he's his little boner sticking out. And I was like, oh God. I said,
Somehow
do you mind
worse
if
than
I
it's
go? Do you mind if I go undraped? I'm like, yeah, actually, I do mind if you go undraped, and I covered his little prick up.
I have a way better.
That was the
story.
last. That was the last one I ever did. I didn't do it after that.
He wanted the deep tissue massage therapy from the inside.
I got a better story. The girl who used to massage me all the time back in New York when I lived there, she used to come to my house. She told me the story. She was massaging this guy at the gym. She had a little room at the gym too, and she would massage. And the guy was a priest. I'm not going to mention names. Who? Not that you would know it anyway. And the guy, and she massaged this guy all the time, and he always gave her big tips and everything like that. And she's massaging him this time, and when she was done, you know, when he left a huge tip, he gave her like $100 tip, which he never gave her that much. And when she was cleaning up the sheets, she realized he left.
Oh no!
He
really?
left a present for her.
Oh, fuck.
So wait, this guy he came without any sort of.
She said that she wasn't like I mean, she was just rubbing on him.
He wasn't even touching himself. He just spontaneously
No,
came.
she said, you know,
It's
he was
like
moving
the
around a
first
little
she went
weird.
there.
She's like, she realized, but
Well, you realize for him, you said he was a priest.
yeah.
Yeah,
For him,
doesn't take
that's
much.
like scoring, man. That's like going to a whorehouse for him.
How much can
You know what
You
I
have to
mean?
remember,
That's like
You
having
probably
sexual
realize-
intercourse to him.
Yeah.
she probably realized it too when she went to clean the bench, and before she even used the ammonia, she could smell that ammonia smell.
Smell the ammonia, yeah. It smells like freshly mowed grass.
With ammonia.
There's a specific
With a
plant that blooms in the spring that smells just like cum. I'm
yeah,
seriously,
it's
look it
called-
up. I'm
it's
serious.
called-
Google it.
I
Google
know,
the
it's
cum
called,
plant.
The cum.
Google the
No,
semen
I
plant.
won't.
Google the semen
Hold on.
plant.
It's called,
I'd rather not.
I swear to God, it
Really?
smells just like semen.
it's called a kumquat. It's like when I masturbate, I come on my quad a lot. So
There is a
It's
Vice
like a sort of-
article.
There is one?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
All right, Tyler's pulling
Yep.
it up. Dave, you're such a wealth of knowledge. Just when I think
I don't know how I have all this
There it is.
useless knowledge.
The
I'm a
cum
walking
plant.
encyclopedia.
Here's why the trees on your street smell like semen.
Yeah, there you go. Smell like semen.
You know the
don't-
smell.
I told you.
ammonia. There's ammonia in semen. Yeah. You were right.
The
Did
semen
you,
plant grows around this area. There's always smells like cum all over the place. In like
Hey
September.
David. Hey David, did you hear about the homosexual whale?
No.
Sperm whale.
Carry on flowers.
No,
Okay. Enough of that.
it bit the end off the submarine and sucked out all the semen.
Oh.
Ah.
See, that's a regurgitated joke, Lee. I like your original stuff better.
No, I don't regurgitate. I swallow.
Set you up.
Lee's turning into like one of these old crooner guys.
old-
that
I'm
used to do
blaming.
Yeah.
I'm blaming. I'm
the
blaming.
Borscht
I'm
Belt
blaming-
comedians. He's turning into like
I'm
Milton
blaming
Berle,
all
Members only
life.
jacket.
Jackie
But don't you
Mason.
think, you know what made me realize the story about the doctor? What made me really realize that was when I ended up having a friend who was a juice-using bodybuilder and also an MD.
Right.
And it was so refreshing to talk to a
Yeah.
doctor who understood this shit.
Yeah.
Like I remember going to my doctor about HCG, and he had no idea that HCG was used for what we use it for.
Right. Well, you know, Dave.
I'm like, that's
I
all
think
I
the
know.
most heinous like crime that these doctors make is reading blood work, because I can't tell you how many. You would think by now that doctors would understand that people who work out,
They don't.
when you look at the blood work and you see what they term liver enzymes,
Yes.
they don't refer to liver enzymes. They're really mostly referring to metabolic enzymes that are found in every cell in your body,
Correct.
including skeletal muscle. So if you're working out
Exactly.
5-6 days a week and breaking down massive amounts of skeletal muscle, of which
yeah.
bodybuilders have a lot more than the normal person, you're going to get huge elevations in these liver enzymes, which are really just metabolic, because you're breaking down tissue and releasing these enzymes into the bloodstream. It's not liver that's falling apart. Matter of
Right.
fact, it would be impossible for your liver to produce the quantity of liver enzymes that they note in the bloodstream because it's not big enough. But if you have if you're 300 pounds and you're squatting 600 pounds, you're breaking down massive amounts of muscle tissue, leaking these enzymes into the bloodstream, and then you go for blood work, and the doctor tells you you're in liver failure. He sends you, what's the first thing they do? They do a hepatitis screening on you, comes back negative. Then they send you for the liver ultrasound, and that comes back negative because
You have to go to all kinds of specialists. That's the first thing they do is they send you to a goddamn
it's
specialist.
the stupidest. The second stupidest test is the CPK test, which is creatine phosphokinase. That's the enzyme that converts creatine into creatine phosphate inside the muscle cell. Once again, you break down massive amounts of muscle, you're going to have very high CPK in the bloodstream.
Yeah.
So either these idiots tell you, oh, you're having a heart attack, because there's obviously CPK in skeletal muscle too, or what they tell you is that you're in, quote, rhabdomyolysis.
Rhabdomyolysis, exactly.
That diagnosis is so overgiven to bodybuilders. And it just means that you've been working out a lot and you've broken down a lot of muscle tissue. It doesn't
How
mean
rare rhabdo actually is.
well, rhabdo only occur if you have real rhabdo. It happens when you don't work out. In other words, if you have massive amounts of CPK and your body's all broken down and you don't go to the gym at all, that's rhabdomyolysis. Not if you work out and you induce it yourself.
They have it ass backwards.
Yeah.
So, I don't trust my doctor. And that's why what ends up happening is you go to your doctor and you either lie or you hide the truth. And now you're playing this game where you're not revealing what you're doing. But even if you did reveal what you were doing, what the hell are they going to do about it?
Yeah.
Other than say, you need to just stop. You're going to die.
It's also the same thing with the high red blood cell hemoglobin hematocrit, levels.
Right.
Cyclists take drugs to make them produce more red blood cells. Why? Because you carry oxygen better in your bloodstream and your muscles work better. Okay? When bodybuilders train and then they also take anabolics, it raises red blood cell count, but it's not raising platelet levels, which are the clotting factors, obviously.
That's really what you want to
it's not necessarily a bad thing to have elevated red blood cells. I know people say, oh, it thickens your blood, but you know what? It's not as bad as people think. Like I said, if you had elevated platelet levels, that's a different story because now your clotting potential is much higher. So as long as you're well hydrated, it's going to help your performance, So
gear using bodybuilders are becoming a larger and larger segment of the population.
Yeah.
Doctors need to know how to help us.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely clueless when it comes to how to help us.
Well, even reading an EKG or an echocardiogram, you have to understand what it means to have a lot more muscle and have a muscular athletic heart as opposed to a I want to say pathetic heart, but really a heart that's not functioning well because the heart is failing and it's having to build itself. In other words, if your heart doesn't pump blood adequately because there's something wrong with you and the heart enlarges in size to try to compensate, that's not an athletic heart. That's a
different type of growth altogether.
Yeah. So, but what happens is these doctors or some of the ones who don't know how to read these results right, they see an athletic heart and they can't differentiate it. So they tell you, oh, you have cardiomyopathy and you're in congestive heart failure, when in fact you're not.
Well, they go to the most logical thing in their minds, the thing they see most often.
Yeah. Well,
that's.
I went to a psychiatrist and spoke to him for half an hour, and they said I was crazy. What the fuck did I know?
Yeah, there's not a specialist in the type of person you are.
Useless, Dave.
Yeah.
A normal guy like me just going in having a simple conversation, and they say I'm nuts. What the fuck? Come on.
Now, Lee, when you go for your cardiac CT scan a little later today, are you going to try to get the technician to tell you what's going on, or are you going to wait for the results to come in?
I'm hoping that if they saw anything bad when they're looking at it, they'd sort of go, hey, or if it was that bad, they'd send it to your doctor pretty quick because I'm booked in to see the doctor on the 5th, so that's only next week anyway for my results of the echo one and all the other blood tests, and then this one today where they're putting that dye in so I can lay there and go through. Every time I look at that thing, this is how hungry I am. When I look at that CT thing, I said to my wife, look, they're putting me in a big donut. I miss donuts. Look at it. It looks like a donut.
When they put that dye into you, your whole body, you think that you get a GABA tingle from the Somalize, your whole body goes on fire for like about 3 or 4 seconds. Don't freak out.
Isn't it?
Don't freak out and panic. I'm telling you, it doesn't feel good.
I know, it's like a shit feeling. I had it done like a couple of years ago, that one, and you're laying there, you're like, it's like, ugh.
It's very uncomfortable feeling. Yeah.
Then I have to get an anxiety attack, and I'll be at the other hospital tomorrow thinking I'm having a heart attack again.
Don't go to the hospital.
Like, it was just here getting the CT scan. Tell him it's okay. Tell him to go home.
Unbelievable.
No, but
Hey, do you have anything you're angry about today?
no, but
You didn't say. Lee, how about you?
yeah, I can't. Me angry? I'm not angry. I'm happy. I'm angry that I can't eat chocolates and McDonald's and stuff. But
When was the last time Aceto gave you a cheat meal, or did he give you any cheat meals yet?
he never gave me one. I haven't spoken to Chris since he gave me that diet. And like I said, when I saw the diet, it's what I've done before, but I've tweaked it to suit me. So I'm just eating the chicken and rice and vegetables and stuff.
I think you should give yourself a cheat meal. I think it's time. You look very sucked out to me. And I'm not your guru, but you know.
Now you're stepping on Chris's toes.
I know.
Watch out.
Maybe you should know better than that.
Cheeseburger, fries,
Well,
Lee.
Maybe on the weekend.
McDonald's burger, right there.
Yes.
Actually, my wife said to me,
Last night.
"We want to go for breakfast on the weekend," and my response was, "What the fuck can I eat if I go out for breakfast on the weekend? I can eat
I think you need a little
I said I
Macca's
can-
meal. You need a little Macca's tonight.
I said I can eat
Magical
eggs at
meat
home.
in those burgers. There's magical meat
That's right.
in
The
those
thing is,
McDonald's
this is
burgers.
what will happen. I'll go and have Macca's on the weekend because I do it all the time. I'm probably doing 2 hours of cardio a day now just because I got time to do it, and I'm walking a lot more.
Wow.
But when I have a cheat meal, I'll do an extra hour or two of cardio that day. So even though I've cheated, I'll make myself pay
think it
for it.
was-
That's a
Stay
little. That's like almost like an eating disorder. You know, you're
That is
purging,
an-
you're purging your
that is
meal, Lee.
the definition of an eating disorder.
I don't purge it. I just burn it off so then I can eat more again. It's like
That's called purging. Lee.
calories in. They're like wisely on the
It's
treadmill
not acting
6
like a
hours
cheat meal.
day.
You want the
It's
cheat
like
meal to stimulate
eating.
your metabolism. You don't want to like overdo it.
Exactly. You don't want to. Mm-hmm.
No, I just want to taste it. Fuck the metabolism. I just want to taste it. That's
You
all.
should
Dave,
do
the
it. You
way
should
is
just sham eat it. Just eat it and spit it out. That's all.
The way Lee is dieting is actually a perfect scenario for a.
Look how smooth the arms are. Look how smooth they are now. Look,
Shave those, Lee.
I like it.
look how smooth it is.
My girlfriend's very happy about that.
It's beautiful. Baby's bottom.
She does arm hair, and if we're going to have a threesome with you, you have to. You just smooth.
Okay, well, you've heard about my threesome. Just don't put anything near my head or mouth.
Yeah, you know. I'm gonna put my-
He's got rules already. It's not his first rodeo.
That could make for a whole other show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have you.
When I was in
between-
America, I went to visit David.
It's a different channel, Lee. We're gonna do that one on here.
I'm going to have you go between Bonnie and me, sucking our genitals, and then I'm going to tell who is who. You probably can't tell who is who between her clit and my.
Yeah, blindfold me. First banger, and then I'll taste both and try and guess which is which.
God
By looking at it.
damn.
Now you're thinking.
I'm gonna
Now
throw
you're
up.
thinking.
Okay.
Unmonetized.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wrapping this up now. I had enough.
No one's
Funny,
Dave,
Lee, we're
thank you for your doctor's rant, Lee. Thank you for
Excuse me,
shaving
Dave.
you because I
Excuse
feel
me,
much better.
We're
about it.
bonding here. Excuse us, Dave. We're bonding.
Yeah,
It's scary how you guys bond, though. That's what the scary part is.
I don't see the
Tyler and
problem.
I are
just don't see the
appalled.
problem.
It's enough.
You're very negative, Dave. You're very negative.
Not very accepting.
And don't forget, use Crease 25.
That's right.
Crease 25.
Dave, I really do want to try those supplements.
All
I really
right,
want
send me your address. I'll send you some.
Absolutely.
All right. By the way, it's
100%.
Big Lenny's
They will.
birthday. You might want to give a shout out to Big Lenny for his
Oh,
birthday.
you know what happened?
Oh,
Big
really?
Lenny was in. Did you say Big Lenny was in the hospital with his sugar?
I heard he wasn't doing well.
Yeah, some sugar issues and some.
It turned out to be sugar?
Well, I think his blood sugar was really high, but I think he was holding a lot of fluid. They put him on a lot.
I
of
worry
Lasix.
about him, man.
Yeah,
I do. I
think so.
really worry about him. I don't know what that is.
I think we should send him down to your house, Dave, and you should put him on like a regimented, 24/7.
Something has to be done. Like,
supervised
what
diet.
is in there? What is that in there? Is it all visceral?
I don't know. Wouldn't you love to find out? I mean, I'd like to
I would
see.
love to just cut him open and see what oozes out.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was just like a big cyst? You know how you ever see the pimple popper in that
Jesus.
show? And she just would
Or
open
if it
up
was
and
just like the largest.
squeeze it all out and just.
He needs to go on Dr. Pimple Popper.
It might be like one of those twins. It might be like a twin you didn't know you had.
Oh, yeah, it could be his twin
Benny.
brother.
He's like the toxic Avenger.
Lenny and Benny.
Can you imagine if there's another Lenny in there?
There's another Lenny in there living like a luxurious life in his belly.
Yeah, like what was that one on Total Recall that came out?
Oh yeah, that was scary. Yeah, what was that the guy called? He got an I can't remember.
Yeah, what was it? I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. What the hell was he called?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you give Lenny a mop, and a bucket, he looks like the toxic Avenger.
Rick Collins was in the Toxic Avenger movies. Did you know that?
Was he?
Lawyer.
I watched
Legal Muscle.
I was
Rick
watching.
Collins.
I was doing treadmill the other day, and there was I thought, what's this movie? Because it had Lou Ferrigno on it and Bill Bixby in the same scenes where Bill Bixby's training him. Had Kenny Wallace, Samir Banu. They're at this bodybuilding show. It had Bill Grant in it.
Oh, really?
And then, Lou Ferrigno's on stage posing, Samir's posing. It's like a bodybuilding show. While Bill Bixby's backstage and the bad people have him, and they got him wound up on the weight machine, choking him, hanging him, and suddenly he turns into the Hulk. So now you got the Hulk in the show with Lou Ferrigno on stage posing. It was I don't know what episode it was, but it had all the bodybuilders in it.
That's weird.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Did you guys ever see the movie Stay Hungry with Arnold?
Yeah,
One of his first movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a wacky movie.
Yeah.
The last scene where all the bodybuilders are in the streets in New York.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a great scene.
There's a lot of people I
What about
recognize.
Hercules? What about
Oh,
Hercules does New York where he has the American accent? And he's
Oh, my
fighting
God,
Oh,
out
they
the
dubbed
bears.
his voice. Yeah,
The
yeah.
bears-
Worst movie
the guy with
ever
the bears
made.
shooting.
Yeah. Arnold Strong, wasn't that his name?
Arnold Strong. Hercules
Yeah.
goes bananas.
But what about that guy in the bear suit when the bear jumps out in the park? Grah! And he's like trying to wrestle this guy.
That
really
movie
funny.
reminds me of like some of the Barbarian Brother movies. Remember DC Cab? Remember that movie?
Yes, those guys
yeah.
were funny though. They really were.
You know what? They actually told me that they were the only ones on the set that was allowed to wear whatever they wanted. Basically, the director said, "You guys wear whatever you want. You make your own costumes."
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
it's true.
they really took advantage of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right, I got to wrap this up.
Dave just
What?
turned up on the set with the clothes he had on from the gym, his jeans and flannel top, and that was it.
that
He
was
was
their
having way
outfit
too
every
much
day.
fun,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
He
Exactly.
doesn't want to go. He doesn't
That's
want to go
all
to
he
the CT scan.
I'm trying to get Peter to come on the show, but it's very hard to have a conversation with Peter. You know, he's
Is it?
different. He's different. Yeah.
Oh.
David is no longer with us, unfortunately.
David died, right? Yeah, that's
David
what I thought.
died,
That's awful.
yeah, very awful. And it was a very weird, like,
Circumstance.
there's a lot of like
I love-
suspicion
I
around
love-
that.
I love that place. I love that place he turned into his house. That old church was beautiful. The way
Oh,
he
it
did
was
all the
great.
woodwork.
Awesome. Yeah, he built out the whole
Beautiful.
inside of the church, the old church, and made it
Yeah.
like a tavern. It looks like
Yeah,
called the
that's
Faith
beautiful.
Street Tavern. Yeah.
And his bed, you see that huge bed he made out of all the wood and stuff. And oh, it's beautiful.
You know, he had built. He told me he had. Remember when the Santa Monica Pier burnt down, Lee?
Yeah.
He went there and got the wood that was still, because they just threw all the wood in the parking lot there, and he got the best pieces of wood that were left, and he built a bed with no nails or screws. He built it all interlocking because he was a genius like that. He had
Wow, he can do that?
He had no background. He just knew how to, like, yeah, you know how you play the piano, Dave? He can do woodworking like that. So he built this huge king size bed frame with a big backboard out of the
That's
old
really
Santa
cool.
Monica Pier,
Really
and it looked
cool.
awesome. And someone offered him $45,000 for this bed, and he didn't sell it. And then his ex-wife, who he was with, wound up. I think when they got separated, she took it and sold it to someone else or something like that. But I said, Dave, you know how much money that you probably lost in the course of your lifetime just for bad business decisions? You could have built another one.
Wow.
He's like, I know, I should have sold it.
I want you to know, I'll send you a picture, Dave. I made an investment. I went and rebuilt from the ground up. I pick it up next week. 1970 fastback Mustang, rebuilt 428. big
No
block.
way.
I'm fucking John Wick. I look just like John Wick in it.
What you got rid of the other car? Or you added this to your staple?
Got rid of the other. I had that other Mustang 2 years, Dave. Time to go. It's
He
supercharged.
cannot keep a car for like more than 6 months, this guy. Unbelievable.
2 years. That's my record. I had that Mustang.
Did you really?
That's
So you must have
a year
liked
and a
it.
half.
So what do you
November-
like about
November-
this old car? It's not does it have no modern conveniences.
You know, there's just no computers. You know, it's the good old
Yeah.
fucking muscle. You can get in, work on it. If it breaks down, put a new hose in, put
Right.
a bit of duct tape. You can still get somewhere. There's no computers that go into fucking like me at 50 years old
Right.
limp mode. Yeah. So you can just fucking keep going. So I'll send you a picture of it. You know, remember John Wick's car? Looked
Yeah, no, I know
like
exactly
that.
what you're talking about. No, that's an awesome looking car. But let me ask you this question. Is it an American version or is it an Australian version of that car?
Still left-hand drive.
Oh, it is left-hand. Now, can you drive a left-hand drive in Australia? You're allowed?
If it's over 20 or 30 years. You
Oh,
don't
that's
have to
awesome.
convert
You're
it.
going to be
So
the only one in the whole
gonna-
country. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Yeah, but I got this for a good price. They're going. Guess how much? Like a original one, because the original. Some of them now are going for like $180,000 here.
Holy shit. What did you get yours for? If you don't mind us asking.
120,000.
Wow. Well, that's a good savings. You could
But
always
I got a really good trade on my car. I paid 74 for my Mustang, plus I supercharged it. But they gave me 95 trade on it. So
Wow. Usually when you supercharge something, it usually decreases the value on a trade-in. Now, let me ask you this question. If you keep this car in good shape, theoretically, it might actually go up in value, right? Yeah.
That's why I got it. That's why.
Oh, and I appreciate
And
it.
Dave, if you see how Lee keeps his cars, he's like the guy probably uses a toothbrush and cleans that thing.
That's the only I do. That's the only reason I got it, because I figured, let's just say in 2-3 years I do get bored. If I sell it, I'm not losing money on this one. I'm only gonna.
My prediction is it will not last more than a year. You'll be bored of it. You'll sell it. You'll make money and you'll get another car. I guarantee it.
I wish my piano would appreciate. I really do.
There's
I wish
10
they
people in
appreciated
all
it.
the United States who play pianos, Dave. Who are you selling it to?
I know, man. I spent a lot of money on that thing, but I wouldn't
That's
have
awesome.
any
You
other way.
need that.
Now,
That gives you pleasure,
If it
though,
was
Dave.
signed,
every
if it
day.
was signed by Liberace. Should have had Liberace sign it or something.
There you
There's a lot of other people I'd rather sign it than Liberace.
Okay, I'll sign it.
Like
Then.
real piano players.
Billy Joel. How about Billy
Okay.
Joel? That's a good one. Get a
No,
Billy Joel
thanks.
piano. He's a good.
Billy Joel, yeah, he's
Elton
good. I do
John.
I do some Billy Joel.
Do you?
Elton
Somehow on one of
John.
these shows we have
You
to
have to
figure
play
out
for
where
us one day. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah,
play
well,
for
we got to
us.
figure out where we can rig it up so I can play a couple tunes.
Yeah, you'll have to set up your camera over there by the piano,
Yep.
and you could
I'm not sure
you could
if
pull
I'm
like
not-
Billy Joel. You
if
could play
I'm
and
not-
sing, for us at the same time, and yeah.
I play with my cock a lot. Is that a pianist or an organ player?
Can you
I
play
went to
along
my
with him, Lee?
friends-
Lee, can you play along with him
Is
while
that-
he's playing?
Is that I play
I
my
once,
organ? Is that any different? Actually, when I was younger,
my friend
I
had one of
played
those
the organ because my dad.
Play the pumping iron music, Dave. That sounds very pornish like.
And I was
bet
playing
Lee-
his organ with my penis and his mom walked in the room.
I gotta go. I gotta wrap this up, guys.
On that note,
What about
Lee, good luck on your
Are you-
cardiac
are you any
CT
good-
scan. You'll
are
have
you
to
any
let us
good
know
on
what
the skin
happens.
flute?
yeah,
What
Lee,
about the skin flute? Can you play the skin flute?
and
Lee,
the upright organ.
if they send you to the emergency room after the cardiac CT, do some video so we can put it up at least in case you don't make it. Okay.
For our entertainment, yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Very least you can do.
I'll be like, for my friends to give them a laugh. Can you actually film my open heart surgery?
Think about us, Lee, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
I will.
Don't think about yourself.
I'll
Think
think
about
about
the
So
fans.
selfish.
Yeah.
So selfish.
As they're using the chest spreader, I'll say, make sure you really film it. They're gonna love it.
Ask me if you
Close,
can go
close.
live while you get your chest spread open.
Yeah.
Right.
And remember, Priest 25 speeches.
All right, that's it. That's all she wrote. Dave
Excuse me,
Pulcinella,
doctor.
thanks for joining
Excuse me,
us.
doctor. Just hold this bottle up. Hold this bottle up while you do it. Pulling my heart out. Just hold that up.
Just don't make any claims. Don't say it causes sleep.
Yeah,
even
don't
though
make
it's
any
a sleep
claims,
product. Yeah.
No. I won't make any claims that the doctor.
Tell them those supplements caused the problem.
That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah, yeah.